Namaste and welcome to your Hatha class. So there's a couple of different ways that I love to practice. One of my favorite ways is to find a really traditional practice based on holding the poses a little longer, a good warm-up Sun Salutation sequence in the beginning just to get the body warmed up and the muscles ready, Shavasana rest, and then standing poses, holding them, moving onto the floor. And that's what we're going to do this morning. With the traditional practice, what it does is it's a really grounding and focusing practice, and it has a beautiful way of moving through the whole body. So I'd like to invite you to enjoy this journey with me and to connect into the stability of the practice, the grounding of the practice. What I like to do as well, and perhaps you'd want to bring it into your practice, is before I start practicing, I make sure that I maybe light a candle or have some incense burning or put on some beautiful yogic music, just to create that sacred space and to just begin to find those connections in my mind. I get triggered when I smell the incense or I hear the music. I know I'm now coming into that sacred space to practice. So you can create that sacred space wherever. It could be in your lounge room, but just have these few little traditions to mark the intention to come onto your mat and to mark the intention to change the focus from outwards and inwards. Beautiful idea that we only inhabit these bodies for a while, but that essence of us that's within the body, that is what we want to work with, not so much the outer body. The outer body changes. If you think from when you were born to now, the different bodies you have inhabited, the body you had when you were 6 months old as a baby versus the lanky teenager body you had at 15, 16, and then versus the body you might have now or wherever you are in your life, and how many times that body has changed. There's very little left of me when I was a baby, except what's inside. And that's the essence, and that's what we want to work on in our yoga practice. We are working on the outer body, and of course taking care of the body that we are in is really important, that we nurture and nourish and keep our bodies healthy. But at the same time, and more importantly, it's what's inside that matters. So let's bring ourselves into our bodies through the yoga practice. And if that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Find an intention and a practice that works for you. Let's open our practice now with a mantra. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands together before the heart. And take an inhale. And exhale. Loka samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta Sukhi no bhavantu. Placing the hands on your knees now, just drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Roll your chin to the chest, left to left shoulder. Bring your head back up to center, lengthen the crown of the head up, inhale. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Roll the chin to the chest, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale, head up to center. Right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, head to center. Last one. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, head to center. Inhale, look up towards the sky. Bring the chin right down to the chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Head to center. Look over your right shoulder. Come back to center, look over your left. Come back to center, over the right. Back to center, over the left. Good. Come back to center, reach the arms up. Bend through the right elbow, grab onto the elbow with the left hand and breathe here. Pull the elbows in as close towards each other as you can. Hug your front ribs in. Take an inhale, stay. If you want, exhale, take your left arm around and see if you can find your fingertips. If not, just grab onto clothing. If you're using a strap, please have your props ready and use a strap. Take an inhale. Breathe length into the right side of the body. Inhale, extend the arms all the way out to the side, palms face up. Take your left hand down and deepen that extension into the right side of the body as you fold all the way over. Inhale up to center, palms touch. Take the hands down by the sides, palms facing up. Draw your left arm up, hook onto the elbow and pull it into the midline of the body. Hug your front ribs in. Keep the chin tucked. Stay here as you inhale. Exhale, perhaps you stay, perhaps you wrap your right arm around and bring it up. See if you can find clothing or fingers. Breathe into the length in the left side of the body now. Tuck your chin. Good. Inhale, reach the arms all the way out. Take your right hand down, bend into the right elbow as you stretch over to the right side and breathe length into the left side of your body. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, coming all the way up, reach the palms up. Bring the palms to touch, interlace the fingers, press them up towards the ceiling. Take a full inhale. Exhale, big circle with the hands, bring them forward and draw yourself into a forward fold. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Walking the hands all the way back. Let's bring our hands onto our shoulders, our elbows up and out to the sides. Take an inhale. Exhale abruptly as you spin to the right. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Exhale right. Inhale. Exhale left. Inhale. Now we're going to work at our own speed. You can make it as fast or as slow as you like. Inhale. And let's go. In center when you're ready, releasing the hands down, turning the palms to face up. Please find a mudra, bringing your index and middle finger to touch the thumb, straighten through the ring and the pinky finger, drop the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. Take an inhale and exhale. Open the eyes. Place your hands on the earth and come into your tabletop. Make sure that you have a beautiful line up, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Drop the belly down, inhale. Exhale, round backwards to the sky, look in towards the thighs, and we're going to include our lion's breath now. 5 rounds, inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Return to a neutral spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift the hips high. Find your downward facing dog. Move here if you need, pedaling the legs out, but if you're ready to come into stillness, find stillness. Allow the back of your neck to be long. And breathe. It's time now for our Ujjayi breath. Press your heels down to the earth, lift your kneecaps, engage through the thighs, lightly tilt the tailbone high, draw the navel in, pull the front ribs into the body, broaden the shoulders, press through the heels of the hands as well as the tips of the fingers, spread the hands wide on the mat and connect them to the earth, release your jaw, release your neck, and breathe. Strong Ujjayi breath. Beautiful. Take your gaze towards your fingertips, keep the back of your neck long, and then walk your feet to the top. When you get to the top, please make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Bend your knees, grab opposite elbows and see if you can move the elbows to beside the ears. Or not the elbows, the upper arms to beside the ears. Framing your head with your arms. Spread the toes, press into all 4 corners of the feet. Press down to rise up through the sit bones. Allow the spine to be soft, to hang. Use the weight of the head and the arms to lengthen the spine. Breathe into the backs of the hamstrings as they stretch and open, but keep enough activation into the heels, the inner thighs and the glutes to not overstrain your hamstrings. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale. Drop your hands to the earth. And then very slowly
one vertebra at a time. Roll all the way up to stand. Roll the shoulder blades back. Turn the palms to face forward. And find your Samasthiti, your mountain pose, equal standing. In your mountain pose, can you lift up all 10 toes? Lift up the kneecaps, engage through the quads and draw up through the pelvic floor. Now press down through the toes as you keep that lift up through the pelvis. Inhale, lift the sternum, draw the navel in, open the heart, draw the shoulder blades back down, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And at the same time, pull the fingertips towards the earth. Standing strong and stable in your mountain pose. Keep the eyes closed. So as you stand here breathing, I'm going to take us through our Surya Namaskar, the Sun Salutations. I'd like us to do 4 rounds, so that translates to 8 times. 4 rounds, right and left is a round. And the first round I'm going to guide us through it slowly. But then I'd like us to take a bit more of a Mysore practice where you then work through 3 rounds on your own time. And then once you're done, you come to lie on your back in Shavasana and we'll all meet there. So let me guide you through the first round and then take it from there. If you're not sure, you can just use the visual on the camera to help you. So coming to the very top of your mat, if you're not still there in your mountain pose, reach the fingertips down and draw the navel in. Surya Namaskar, inhale, reach your arms up. I want us to take a little back bend here. Move the hips forward, it's not big. And then exhale, more traditionally, reach the hands forward and bow forward, coming down. Inhale, place your hands on your shins, lengthen out the back body, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot back, you drop your right knee down, you drop the hips forward and you look up. Exhale, you place your hands down and you step into your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, you bring your knee, your chin and your chest down, keep your bum high. Lift up onto your belly as you find your cobra pose, and as you progress you can take up dog here. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Take a full inhale and exhale. There's usually 2 or 3 breaths here. And then you'll step your right foot forward between the hands, drop the back knee down, move the hips forward, lift the heart, look up, and then step to the top of the mat. Inhale, you'll rise up to stand again, finding your back bend, and bring the hands to the heart. Let's do the second half of round 1. Inhale, reach the arms up, find your back bend. Exhale, use your hands folding forward, drop down. Inhale, hands on shins, lift the heart, look forward. Exhale, fold, step your left foot back, drop the knee down, push the hips forward and open the heart, look up. Place the hands, curl the back toes under, step into your plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring your knees, your chin and your chest down, keep the buttocks high. We won't change this through the flow, but you can either take a cobra or up dog. Exhale, release back down. Come into your downward facing dog. There's 3 breaths. Stick to your Ujjayi breath, keeping you steady in your practice. Try not to swing the leg to the sky, just look forward and step your left foot forward, drop your right knee down, move your hips forward, lift the heart. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up, find your back bend, hands together before the heart. And at the end of the round, we pause here for 2 breaths. Alright, so practice 3 more rounds on your own. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. pause. welcome to lie on your back when you finish your rounds. And in our Hatha practice especially, but in all our yoga practice, it's not about how dexterous we are in the poses or how long we can hold them or well we can perform them. We're just using this outer body as a tool to access that essence within. So we move in a way that is appropriate for our bodies, and that moves the energy through our bodies. Everything is made up of energy. Everything that is permanent is energy. The outer body is impermanent, it's changeable. It's our tool that we use so we can access this practice called yoga. Few more breaths. And then when you're ready, make your way to the top of your mat. And come into your ragdoll, your dangling pose, your uttanasana, your deep forward fold. Grabbing opposite elbows, and we'll be there for a couple of breaths. So as you feel ready, rested on the mat, you can move into your uttanasana. Make sure for Uttanasana that the feet are hip distance apart, your belly is resting on your thighs, your knees are as soft as you need to have them so that your tummy can rest on the thighs. If you straighten your legs and it means your torso hangs forward away from the thighs, please soften the knees. The intention here is to come into a pose that we can hold for 8 breaths. Let go of unnecessary holding in your jaw, in your neck. Don't fall into your heels, but allow there to be a balance of weight distribution between your heels and your big toes. Two more breaths and you can just let the hands drop heavy if you like. Now gently, slowly begin to roll up to stand. And you want to observe and notice how you're feeling at the top when you realign into your Tadasana, your equal standing pose. Notice and see the energy as it shifts and moves and changes and transforms in your body. Good, opening the eyes. I want us to turn to face the other side. And what we're going to do is we're going to bend into our front knee, step back and drop your back knee down. So we're going to start here in our lunge. Please, those of you who need padding under your knees, please use the padding. Make sure you have the alignment of the ankle and the knee in one line. Inhale, drop into the hips, reach the arms up. We're going to work with mudra. So find your Kali mudra, interlace the fingers and shoot the index finger forward and then reach the arms up. And as you sink into the hips, you're going to open the heart. And I'm not going to prescribe how much of a back bend you need here. Listen to your body. Please don't hinge or fold in your spine. but lengthen the spine like you're lengthening up and over a ball. Your upper arms are beside your ears or even further back, depending on the openness in your shoulders. Press into the big toe mound of the front foot as well as the heel, and activate your right foot or your back foot into the earth, the top of the foot. 3 more breaths. Perfect. Release your hands down, curl your back toes under, lift the back knee. Now stay low to the ground as you just walk over to the other side. Rearrange the positioning of the feet. Drop the back knee down, pad it if you need. Remember, we're not trying to achieve any specific shape. We want to come to the point where we feel that we are accessing into the energy lines, the nadis, so we can shift and move energy around. So find what works for you. Come to your edge. Your edge, that space where you know you shouldn't go any further, but you're at the maximum where you can go safely and comfortably, well, maybe on the edge of comfort, but definitely not into pain. 4 or 5 or 6 more breaths here. Two more strong Ujjayi breaths. Good. Release your hands back down. Curl the back toes under. And it's in this moving from shape to shape, this transitioning, that we feel that energy realigning in the body. Walk over, and now we walk back to the back of the mat. So you might need blocks for this one. Let me just go back and grab a block. Or books. And I'll show you variation if you don't have any blocks or books to use. So from here we're going to come into our lunge, and the option, if you have no props, okay, will be to take your right elbow to the outside of your left leg and come into prayer hands and hold here. But if you do have props, place your hand onto the floor or onto a block and twist. Now breathe into the shape. Notice and take in all the areas of comfort, all the areas of discomfort. Notice the heat moving in the body. Press the back of your right thigh towards the ceiling. Press into the big toe mound of your left foot. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Release the hands down. And I hope you're feeling that surge of heat, that surge of energy in your body. Straighten your front leg. Again, walk over to the top of the mat. Bend into your right knee now. Come into your lunge. Drop your hips low. So if the hips are very high, you need to press your knee forward to find that line of the knee and the ankle. Take your block to the outside of your right foot. And the back knee can drop down if you needed to. So just moderate your practice. Maybe you're coming to the variation where you have no props and then you use your knee as a prop. But if you have props, you can use them placing your left hand onto the block. And if you can reach the earth comfortably, you don't need a prop. Come back into breathing. Two more breaths. Energize your back leg, press into the big toe mound of the front foot, and lengthen the spine, keep the heart open. Beautiful. Drop both hands down, and then just walk over to center, staying low. Take a forward fold. Soften the shoulders. Shift more weight in towards your big toes, but at the same time press into your heels. Back of the neck is long. Two more breaths. Beautiful, coming all the way up. Now you're going to need double props over to your left side, so walk your way over to the left. Place your hands onto your blocks underneath the shoulders as you lift your back leg up. Notice if your hip is tilting upwards, dial it down. Maybe you use the blocks, maybe not, and you want to find the length from the crown of the head to your heel. And at the same time, you want to hug your inner thighs towards each other and lift through the navel. Not all the weight is in your hands, and don't lock out your front knee. Keep realigning. Two more breaths. When you're ready, bend into your front knee, drop your back foot back. Take your blocks with you and walk over. Now notice how you're feeling in your body already. What has shifted, what has changed. Connecting internally. When you're ready again, we're going to lift that back leg up. Now if you don't need your hands on the earth, that's also okay. Notice how this left hip wants to open up. You need to draw it down. Hug the inner thighs towards each other and lengthen the crown of the head away from the tailbone. And notice if you have a habit of maybe dropping into your hip and taking the weight out of the legs and placing it in your hips. Can you place the weight into your legs, into your feet and ankles and knees, and then lift up? Again, keep realigning, keep noticing where you can find more length, more space, where you can extend more energy. 3 more breaths. Hug your front ribs in. Find your bandhas. If you practice with bandhas, your pelvic floor lift. Uddiyana in the center of the body, and lengthen the back of the neck so you find your Jaladhara bandha in the front of the throat. Take one more inhale. Realign if you can on the exhale. Bend your front knee, drop your foot all the way down. Take your blocks with you and come over to the center. Now hands on the blocks, inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. See if you can bring your hands to your ankles or the outer edges of your feet. Tuck your chin and lengthen the back of your neck. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed. Not just in your heels. If they're in your heels, you're dumping in your hamstrings. Make sure the heels are down, the toes are down. Your knees are lifted, your quads are engaged. Your belly is engaged. Your heart is open. Your neck is free. One more inhale. And exhale. Coming back to the center, press into your hands. Inhale, lift the chest. From here, we're going to walk back over towards our left side, but we only need one block. And you're going to place the block in front of you. Your arm is outstretched onto the block. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Press into your left hand. Inhale and take your right arm up. Flex your right foot. And breathe here. Two more breaths. gently bring your hand down. Dial your right hip to face down. You can leave the block where it is. Place your foot back and then walk over back to center. Good, taking a hold of the block in the right hand, walk over to the right side. Bend into your right knee, reach the right hand forward with the block so you can just press the heel of the hand onto the block. You don't want it in too close. Make sure you have that space when you lift up. Now, from here, shift the weight into your right foot. Press into your right hand, lift your left leg up. Then begin to dial your left hip open as you reach your left arm up. Flex through the foot and come into the shape. This is a perfect shape to do a little bit of spinal alignment by drawing your hips forward, ribs in, crown of the head forward, heel back. Three more breaths. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, first just come out. First bring your left hand down. Draw your left hip down to align. And then step your foot back. This time, step into downward facing dog. Should feel really, really good in your body now. Come forward, drop your knees to the earth and press into child's pose. Good. When you're ready, just look towards your hands. Come up to your tabletop. But we're going to come to lie on our tummy. So bring the knees to touch, walk your knees slightly away, lift the heart. And then mindfully bend the elbows. Take the challenge to do this slowly. Elbows scrape the ribs as you bring your heart down. Perfect. Take an inhale and exhale. A little bit of yogi breath now. Bring the hands down by the side body. Inhale into your lower belly. Exhale, draw the navel off the earth and towards the spine. 5 more like this. Inhale, belly swells. Exhale, draw the navel in. Return to a neutral spine. After that gentle warm-up with that spinal breathing, bring your hands underneath your elbows underneath the shoulders, hands are spread wide, and lift up into your Sphinx pose. Two more breaths. And when you're ready, release all the way down, bring the elbows out. Place your forehead on your hands and let your big toes touch, heels fall apart. Beautiful. Now this is quite a tricky one, so give it a go, see how it feels in your body. I want you to bring your hands down straight by the side of your body and then walk them in underneath your body. Bringing your baby fingers to touch and your chin on the earth. Now press down through your hands. Inhale and lift your legs. You don't have to go very high. Keep lifting up through the legs. And release. Release the hands out by the sides. Bring them underneath the forehead, opposite ear, big toes touch. And heels fall apart. Good. Bring your hands in underneath the shoulders. Hug the elbows in towards each other. Glue your feet to the earth. Now inhale, don't press through the hands. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Maybe lift the hands. Lift your kneecaps, lengthen the body. And when you're ready, come all the way down, opposite ear to the mat. Keep the arms where they are. Bring your forehead back to center. So we keep the arms where they are, so we can measure now about 2 centimeters, and we draw the hands just about 2 centimeters back towards our feet. Hug the elbows in. Now we're going to come up a little higher. Press through the feet, lift the kneecaps. Inhale, lift up, but only to the hip points. Lift the heart and look up, hug the elbows in. Energize the legs. Lengthen the body forward, please, no hinging in your back. If there's hinging, if it's too much, go back to the first variation. 2 more breaths. And then release all the way down, long spine. Keep the hands where they are, opposite ear onto the mat. Now again, there's the opportunity to repeat the one we've just done, or to do the one before that, or to come with me to your up dog. Bring the forehead to the earth. Make sure your hands are maybe just a little bit further towards the heels, but like 0.5 centimeter. Hug the elbows in. Energize your legs. Press through the hands now. Inhale, lift the chest. When you get to the top, can you press into the heels of the hands and you lift your thighs up off the earth, and then you move your hips down and your heart up, and you're in your upward facing dog. Now if this pose is too much for you, please do any of the previous ones. Back of the neck is long, so we're definitely not throwing the head back. 2 more breaths. Energize your legs. Hug inner thighs towards each other. Now drop your knees down and gently press to a tabletop. From the tabletop, drop your belly down. Inhale, lift the heart. Lion's breath. Gently press the buttocks over the heels. Come up to your toe stand. Curl the toes under. Bring your hands one on top of the other. When you're ready now, we'll take a couple of rounds of Kapalabhati breath. Stay in your toe stand if you can. If not, just drop the toes down and sit on the knees. When you're ready, inhale. And release. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath, tuck your chin. Lift the head up and exhale. Round 2 to 40 counts. Inhale. And release. Inhale deeply. Tuck the chin, hold the breath. And inhale. Exhale first and inhale. Bring the hands to the earth, tap out the feet. From your tabletop, extend your right arm away and your left leg. Draw up through the navel, take an inhale. As you exhale, swing around, grab onto your foot. Kick the leg up towards the sky, look forward, take an inhale. And exhale. Release the arm and the leg away, place your hand down. And then bring your left knee in and set it up for your pigeon pose. Slide your right leg away. Find the alignment that is good for you. Maybe using your props to support you. And you can place the prop underneath your buttocks if you need. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold forward. And I invite you today to take your hands all the way forward. Turn your palms to face up. In a gesture of openness. And a gesture of being willing to let go. At the same time, willingness to receive. Acknowledging that understanding of impermanence. Everything flows through, transforms and flows out. A perfect dharmic cycle. When you're ready, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press up. Lift the heart, and we're going to come back to our tabletop. So slide your left leg back and come to the tabletop. Now from here, drop your hips over to the left. Big circle round to the right. Just do 3 of these. Good, and then come to center. Extend your right leg away, press through the right hand, take the left arm forward, draw up through the navel, inhale. Exhale, swing the hand around, hook onto your foot, kick the leg away, take the gaze forward, take an inhale, and exhale. Reach the arm and the leg away, place your hand down, pull the right leg in for your pigeon pose, slide your left leg away. Find that appropriate depth for your body. Prop as you need. Come onto the fingertip. First find the uplift in the front of the body. And then exhale, fold forward. Release the hands forward. Open the palms. And without becoming too heady in this, just for a moment, be with what you are able to let go of. So that you can make space to receive something new. Often we desire change, often we desire transformation, but we want to hold on to what is comfortable. And that's never going to work. As like the desire to lose weight, but holding on to those jam donuts. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. And then when you're ready, just draw the hands in underneath the shoulders. Lift up through the chest. And then let's come back to our tabletop. And as you come into your tabletop, let's drop 3 circles over to the right and then the left. 2. Stay with breath. And 3. Beautiful. And when you're ready, come back to center. Cross the ankles behind you. Sit back and extend your legs out in front. Move your buttocks flesh slightly away. Let your legs move out straight, and you can bring the big toes to touch if it's available. Feet want to maybe fall out, legs want to rotate out. Draw them in, press the heels away. Take your hands possibly on blocks for some of us. But for some of us, we can comfortably bring our hands onto the floor and press the arms into the body and straighten the spine. There's a micro bend maybe in the elbows as they hug into the body. Make sure you're not looking up with the chin, but instead lengthening the back body. One of my favorite teachers, David Curtis, he used to use a broomstick and align it up on our spine to see if we have a nice upright spine. Great, great teacher. I learned so much from him. Keep drawing the navel up and the ribs up. And curling the toes in towards your face. Two more breaths. Shoulders away from the ears. Opening the eyes now. Pull your right leg in and let the right knee drop out to the side. Keep that same alignment that you had in your Dandasana, your staff pose. Notice how sometimes the foot wants to twist. Keep pressing the big toe mound forward and the baby toes back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Now you can use straps here if you want. And if you can, interlace the fingers you do to hook around the feet, or you grab where you can. Long spine, ribs are in. And then you exhale, you fold forward, coming down. Draw your left ribs in towards the right inner palm. And breathe here. And the depth of the shape is entirely up to you in your body. Now when you're ready, inhale, rise all the way up. Release the hands down by the side. Bring your left knee in and extend it long. Find your Dandasana, so remind ourselves of the alignment. And then pull your right leg in. Drop the knee out to the side, and if you need to have a block underneath the thigh or pillow, turn to face your front leg. Inhale, reach the arms up. Find your bind if you're using one. And then fold forward, coming down, hooking onto your foot. Come into breath. Just 2 more breaths. Now inhale, rise all the way up and release the hands by the side. Bring your right knee up and straighten the legs. Grabbing behind your legs, bend the knees and then take your legs out wide into a straddle. Again, you can tilt the tailbone, inhale, lift up. And you know, for some of us to sit up here like this is a really good practice to begin to cultivate that opening in the body. It's not always about folding forward, it's about what's happening in the pelvis. So choose if you want to stay upright, and that's perfect. Or if you have the mobility to fold forward and just go to the depth that's available to you in your body. So if you think folding forward might, if your pelvis is a little tight, better to sit upright and lengthen the spine up instead of maybe curling the top body to come into the shape. Rather work at straightening the spine and lifting the heart. Take 6 breaths here. And then when you're ready, walking the hands all the way back. I'd like you to grab underneath your knees and just cross through the legs. Just come to sit upright, and I'm going to invite you maybe to sit on a prop, a block, or a pillow. There's also the option, if you prefer, to sit in your Virasana pose, your hero pose, sitting on the knees. And we're going to finish our practice here with 8 rounds of alternate nostril breathing. And just to explain, you inhale through the right and out through the left. That's half a round. Inhale left and out the right. Now you've done a full round. So we'll do 8 of those journeys. And then from there, just come straight into your Shavasana. Before we do that, let's just take a little twist. Take your right hand behind you, left hand onto your right knee and twist, draw the navel up and in. Come back to center, twist to the other side. Coming all the way back to center, let's come into our alternate nostril breath. You can turn your left hand up and find your mudra again if you wish. And then bring your right hand, finding the third eye space. Slide the thumb to the right nostril, the ring finger to the left. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both. You all know the alternate nostril breath practice, so work with it when you're ready. Inhale through the right. Close the right. Open the left and exhale. Inhale left. Close the left, open the right and exhale. 7 more rounds. And then when you're ready, just making your way onto your back. So we can bring the legs up towards the sky. If you want, you can use a block underneath the lower back. Take the legs up, and if you have a strong, comfortable shoulder stand, please take it now. Practice with the mudra, bringing the index and middle finger to touch the thumb. place your feet on the floor. Lift the hips, remove any props. And then I invite you to come into your Shavasana practice. Please stay here for as long as you have time. And allow your body to absorb all the benefits of the practice. And as you drop into your Shavasana, please become aware of your breath. Notice how your breath moves naturally in and out through your body. And as you inhale, draw the breath right into the fingertips, right through the body, into the tips of the toes. And as you exhale, release the breath from the tips of the toes, the tips of the fingers, out through the nostrils. Notice the whole body inflating on the inhale. And then drop and relax on the exhale. If you've ever watched jellyfish, the way they pulsate in the water, allow your breath to create that same pulsation throughout your whole body. Expand on the inhale and deflate on the exhale, let go. And again, this is an energetic practice. So it's not so much that the physical body is actually expanding. It's the more subtle energies of the body. Tap into that now. And I think that's one of the most powerful understandings that we can connect with, that we are not our bodies. Our bodies are changeable. Our bodies are impermanent. But we are the essence within our bodies. And that essence never dies. When you're ready, gently place your feet on the floor, bending the knees. Bring the hands to touch and just begin to rub through the hands. Create a beautiful, soothing heat in the hands. And then just connect into your face. Let the hands create that heat. Place the hands into the heart space. Connect into your hands. Rub the hands together. Generate that beautiful healing heat. Place it right into the lower belly. Connect into that beautiful healing energy from the hands.
And when you're ready, just roll over to your preferred side. And then inhale, coming all the way back up to seated. Finding a comfortable position. Stretching the arms up overhead, palms touch. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be free and happy. May all beings benefit from the energy of this practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me again today. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you on the mat soon. Bye.